Are we live? Ooh. Ooh, I think we are. Hang on. Quickly checking if everything is alright. And then we shall begin. Quickly checking if everything is alright. Yes, alright. Okay, cool. Well, greetings ladies and laddies, and welcome to another painting stream. I am very busy with the, Terminators behind me, and still need a little bit more time before I can put the first video regarding them out. So, I thought we do another painting stream. Sorry for starting so late today. Originally I planned for the stream to start around like 6:30 p.m. But unfortunately some stuff got in the way. For example, me eating some stuff. So, today we are not going to paint a Warhammer miniature for a change, but instead are going to paint the big bad evil guy Borbarad. Oh, Emperor Hightower is already there. Greetings. Greetings to you too, good friend. Great to have you here already. So, let's have a look. I'm not used to this new setting just yet. But I think you lot should be able to see everything just fine. Oh, shit. Is this in focus? I think this is as focused as it's gonna get. Okay, so this is the miniature I was showing off in the thumbnail. As you can see, huge. My hand for scale. This is not a small miniature. And yeah, I've started painting this like a few weeks ago. You can see, like, I even put out some, like, a small community post showing it off. Also, a quick question again, as always, before we start the painting process. Is the audio alright? The ever-present question on this stream. Because this time I actually got a playlist from YouTube playing with like 5 tracks or something. So yes, it's decent. Alright. If the music isn't too overpowering or like too quiet, then yeah, tell me if I need to change something. There's no music, so you don't hear anything. That's bad. I make it a little bit louder because there's music playing, and if you don't hear anything, it's most likely because I have it too quiet. Still no music? Like, the music is playing. You only hear me? How? There is music should be playing right now. How about now? Sorry, some early tweaks to be made. Now you hear music, alright. If the sound is okay, then I think we can proceed. Is it there? So, Emperor Hightower says, this guy reminds me a bit like one of the Fire Lords from Avatar. Yes, he does, doesn't he? Very, very large miniature. This is the big bad evil guy from the role-playing game, the pen and paper role-playing game DSA, or Das Schwarze Auge, a German role-playing game, like the German pendant to D&D. You know, every time Wizards of the Coast messes up, a new roleplay game emerges, and in this case it was DSA. I got this miniature from a buddy of mine who wanted me to paint it properly, and that's exactly what I'm intending on doing. So, the first thing I think I wanna do is paint his cowl, like this thing he has around his shoulders, like this little cape right here. And I personally think that this should happen in the same kind of, hang on, I make it a little bit brighter for you. So, but again, tweaking with the with the settings. Where is it? So I think that's correct. Yes. Okay. A lot brighter now. You can see stuff. Right. Okay. So first thing I want to do today is paint his cowl in the same color that I painted his like undergarment. As you can see, I used like burgundy and Bordeaux for the undergarment, but I think what I want to do today is put some kind of fade in, you know? Like, I think I want to do a blue fade into this garment. I'm not quite sure where the fade should, you know, go towards. Like, it should start from the bottom and go up, or the other way around, not quite sure. But basically, I'm trying to aim for a similar to effect on what I did with Tharion. 1 year ago? 2 years ago? I don't remember. Anyways, starting with the cowl. A bit more like this. So, we're gonna start with Screamer Pink. So this lovely color right here for the base of our operations. This is a good middle ground, and then afterwards we have enough breathing room to put in some shadows, and of course the lighter colors as well. Do I have a bigger brush? I think I need a bigger brush, hang on. Right. So, greetings to everyone joining the stream. I hope you're having all a wonderful Sunday evening. And yeah, thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoy what you see and hear. Again, if the audio needs some tweaking, just tell me. With the gaming streams I had a while back, I did kind of figure it out toward the end. But with these streams, I'm not quite sure. And, I don't know, yeah, OBS does save your audio settings. But now that I have a playlist of music, it might happen that the music gets too overpowering in between when a new track starts playing. So, brush ready, set, go, if I can get the focused. Yes, right. So, starting off with some Screamer Pink, just going to base the whole cowl. I think it's definitely realistic to say that this miniature is going to get a long way in this next few hours. I don't believe I can get it done this live stream, as I do want to put in a lot of like fine detailing work. But who knows? If we can get the face done as well, that would be amazing. Not quite sure what I want to do with the kind of fabric belt around his waist. That remains to be seen, but I'm confident that something will pop up. Maybe like some jade green there or something. Or maybe also red, like I've linked the stream to the buddy whose miniature I'm painting currently. And if he shows up, maybe he can give some opinions on what he'd like to have for the fabric belt. Or if he just goes with the flow. Ah, come on. This miniature is by all means a lot better to paint during a stream than the small Warhammer miniatures. Like this big brush I'm able to use, and I can just easily talk while painting because there's not that much detail work to look out for. That's really nice. A nice change of pace. And my last stream found some traction as well, so I'm guessing you guys enjoy what you see. Like, more than the gaming streams. Like, the gaming streams did suck, I want to say that. Like, objectively they weren't good. But yeah, I was blown away by the support I got on my painting streams. So I hear you, and this is definitely going to be a more current occurrence to have these kind of, you know, hobby hangout, painting rambles. Just trying to look for the perfect, you know, date when to have them. Like, I thought Sunday might be nice, but maybe you guys liked Saturday better? I don't know. So, please tell me. Emperor Hightail says they were alright, referring to the gaming streams. But this year ain't bad either. It's quite fun. Well, happy to hear that. That's what this channel is all about. To have some fun, maybe learn something. That's what it's all about. And you know, some cool projects to inspire you guys and for me to try myself out a bit. Yeah. Okay, the light is reflecting a lot of the paint. Maybe I should change the angle a bit. I think this might be better. Right. So, the cowl is drying. The second coat, for the second coat we need to wait a bit. So, and that's all for first break. No, I'm just kidding. It should dry rather quickly. So, in the meantime, let's see what we can do. So, in terms of the cowl, I think I want to go with, if I saw the references correctly, this right here, this embroidered trim is like of a golden / yellowy color in the paint shops that I've seen. So I think that's what I'm want to go with there, but I'm not painting that yet because of course we have to work a lot more on the rest of the cowl. And as you can see here already, the paint is spilling, you know, because I want to be quick. I don't want to look out too much. Oh shit. Need to look out for splashing some paint on the mini. So, yeah. While that dries, I think I should get myself some skin colors already when we take care of the face at a later point in the stream. So, skin colors. From brown to beige, everything needs to be used, especially on the model this big, to get some really nice definition going on. So, and I think the cowl is dry enough to work on again. To be worked on again. So, second coat for the right amount. For the right saturation and opacity. The camera really portrays it as really drastic, the difference between the first layer and the second one. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but you get the idea. So... yeah, judging by the traction the stream gets, I think I should really ask my community when, you know, they'd be most likely to chime in on a stream like this. Might be a bit early, I don't know. I often forget how many of my subscribers are from the US or elsewhere on the planet. And for them it's like, what, midday? So... this might be a rather quiet stream because I don't have as much to talk about, so if there's anything that you guys would like me to talk about in particular, or if you have any questions towards like anything, as long as it's not too political, I'd yeah, feel free to ask. Ask away. Or you know. So, second layer on the cowl is done. And with that we already switch to our second color. I now need to rethink my strategy. Like the undergarment. For the undergarment I used, I think it was... It should be corn red. Yeah, it should be corn red. Let's try that out. Not quite sure actually. Is the music really alright? I don't know. It seems like it is quite loud. But Hightower just said that he could barely hear it, so I'm wondering if it's now alright or if I should tone it down a bit. So the color is still wet here, but it's alright to me, alright. The color is still wet, but that's alright. After all, we want to have a rather smooth kind of gradient here. I know the rest of the garment is, you know, very stark, and that's intentional. But that's mostly for the reflexes that we want to put on later. This can be a bit smoother. Camera battery, says Heinrich. Yes, thank you very much, I noticed. I might take care of that immediately. And he did not want to play the playlist again, although I specifically instructed him to. Right. So... taking care of this fold right now. And then I will take care of the camera. Hang on. That's wrong. Ah, no, it's stuck. Need some tools to pry the battery out. I don't know what it is, but lately some of the batteries have gotten stuck in the camera compartment. And the battery... The camera's dying. Alright, I'm taking care of it. I'm taking care of it. Right, everything's charging up. Where are my spare batteries? Here they are. What the heck is going on? Uah. My whole setup is falling apart. No, please. Hello? Oh, I put it in the wrong way. That hasn't happened in a long time. So, let's put that around here again. Right. And I think this is also a great time to show off the shirt my brother made me. Oh shit. The wrong one. Hello? Am I too stupid? Yeah. Look, Brink of Art with my logo on it. He gave it to me for my birthday this year. Great present. Right. Is everything? Yes. We are back. I got some drip, eh? Nice Comic Sans. Yeah, very nice Comic Sans. And the drip is all we care about as artists and hobbyists. Ain't it? So, more Conrad, and let's get back to the folds of the cowls again. Maybe I'm doing Screamer Pink a bit dirty here, as I'm quite certain that after we put in the shadows, there won't be much left of it, so maybe I should apply the Conrad a little more sparingly. And I think I should zoom in a bit. I think I just messed with the focus while reapplying, while changing the batteries. So... this miniature I'm painting right here, as I said at the beginning of the stream, is the big bad evil guy Borbarad from the DSA Universe. And he is an incredibly powerful spellcaster. Like, my friend told me all about him while we discussed how he wanted him to look like and when and so forth. And what I gained from our, messages was that this guy is, he's basically, he puts Teclis to shame in his magical abilities. He is like the guy. He is him, basically. He knows how to cast everything, and like, to put him a bit into perspective, if I remember the numbers correctly, you do, as a player, if you play the I think Phileason story campaign, you do eventually come up against him. Oh no. No. I put my finger into the paint. No. You do face up against him during the end of the end game, basically. And to make him, to put him a bit into perspective, like a pretty powerful spellcaster has basically, I think, 20 or what points. I don't know how the system exactly works. I don't know if it's mana or if it's like spellcasting points. But he basically, like, a pretty powerful wizard has like around 20 or so of these points, again, if I remember them correctly. And to make Borbarad somewhat lore accurate during your encounter with him, he gets, I think it was 2,000 or 20,000 points worth of casting power. So even in, you know, during the campaign, he is just a beast. He can do basically whatever he wants. And with this in mind, I of course want to give him a paint job that reflects such a powerful man. Which is why I opted for the more colorful robes and the brighter red with the, you know, more royal burgundy in between and so forth. Yes, now this fold is the last one that we'll need. Now, let me just quickly look around, see if I missed anything. I don't think so, but I definitely think that a second code is needed. Yeah. Everything visible on stream? I know that YouTube compresses the, you know, stream a lot as well, you know, on top of my already, you know, mediocre campaign quality. So if you need me to focus in on something more or change maybe the camera angle or what, then I'll see if I can do this. As next to my very charming voice and the lovely music playing in the background, which is all, you know, listed in the description of the stream, I want you, of course, to have a good visual. After all, that's what this painting stream is mainly about. Some of the parts are still wet here, but it's mostly dry, so the second layer should apply without any funny things. Emperor Hatter says, good vibes and art, just missing the alcohol. Oh, well, that's something I only can provide for myself, so that's something you gotta have to look out for. On your part. That's unfortunately something that I can't influence from my room. But great. Lovely to hear that so far everything is going as smooth as I hoped it would. You know, give these parts a little bit of red as well. Not too much, not too much. Sometimes it's kind of tricky to see which folds should have which color and to what degree and everything. But I think it's going alright so far. And you know, we can always change it so far. It's going to be, it's difficult to change what you've done once you applied like a glaze or a wash or something like that, because then it is hard to replicate the, you know, glazed or wash effect over the part you freshly painted, so that's always a pain. But as long as we're working with just, you know, straight the colors from the pot, I think it should be alright. Like, I don't think it should be alright, it is alright to change stuff during the painting process. Sometimes you know, don't know where colors need to go or which colors need to go where. So then it's really just a process of learning and finding and trial and error, which, you know, a lot of art is really. That's also why oftentimes when I'm not, you know, sure about the color scheme of a miniature, I often tend to do a sketch first and look if there's something that, you know, sticks out to me right away, or if something is really like bad or doesn't work, so I get like an early concept before I put any paint down. Which is a method that I, you know, highly recommend. Even if you don't have like digital art, just make a quick sketch of your miniature and fill in some paints. Doesn't need to be pretty, just needs to, you know, bring the concept across and help you find a combination that you like best. And, you know, if you don't have time for that, or if you don't, you know, get to a decision right away, just, you know, trust your gut, try out a bit, and then change it during the painting process. As long as you keep your paints thin, it shouldn't be a problem. So, do we now have somewhat of a clean coat? Not quite. When you see here, like on his shoulder, you still see a bit of the screamer pink shining through. But I think for the most part the cowl is alright. Yeah. I'm gonna switch now to a smaller brush and tackle the shadows next with some Barak Nar Burgundy, a very dark color, but with enough red tint to it that it works very nicely with Screamer Pink and Corn Red. Like the color combination of Barak Nar Burgundy, Corn Red, and Screamer Pink is a combination that I can definitely endorse and recommend if you're looking to paint your minis in shades of red a little bit more spicy, a little bit more regal. Doesn't matter if it's the coat of an imperial commissaire or high-ranking officer, or, you know, the garb of a Slanesh demon. This color combination works out, I think, 8 out of 10 times. So, back to the miniature again. It's not as dark as I thought. How does it appear on camera? It's no different on camera. Emperor Hightail says, well, purple, red and blue are always a great combo. Yeah, can't argue with that. Best example for that would be my Tharion miniature. This really has a far lower impact than I thought. I don't have my wet palette ready. Should I mix just something, you know? We do it live! We do it live! I'm gonna take some black. Just some regular acrylic black again. And then I'll just mix it on my palette right here. We don't need a wet palette. Don't need to be this fancy. Let's zoom in on that. Whoops. Wrong way. I think this is alright. With every adjustment comes 30 seconds of getting the focus right. So and then straight into the pot. I don't even care. That's a lot of black. I always forget just how powerful black is. In terms of messing up your colors. Not messing up, but darkening down your colors. Ah, that was a mistake, I think. I think I've used too much black. Ooh, this is a very dark purple. I think... we go more towards the edge here. I think... yeah, let's try this. Right. Let's see if this has helped or if this was a genuine mistake. Zoom back in on his cowl. Adjusting this focus. So, let's see if this worked. Oh, this is a lot darker, I can tell. And it is too dark. It is too... it doesn't have the right saturation. Damn it. Right, okay. Remember what I said about the finding and learning? This is definitely a moment like this right there. I should have known better than to put this much dark, you know, black into my mix. A bit more. I think this has a better consistency. On camera it has like no difference, but on the miniature itself, you know, the difference is ever so slight, but definitely great impact. Yeah, this is something. This is what I looked for. You know, great stuff. And the playlist has stopped. I don't know why he won't just simply let me repeat it. The button seems to be broken. Enjoy some ambient silence. Why won't you? No, he won't do it. I don't know why. Right. Maybe we'll get our Screamer Pink Justice after all, huh? This doesn't look great. Like if I put it on these folds right here, this works out nicely, I think. But I guess this is just too shallow for fold. Classic technology blunders? Yeah, definitely. Like, if I put it like this, I think it works better. And with a thumb, you know, trace the upper parts of the fold to get the red back out. And then we'll take out some Screamer Pink to basically redo what we did right here. It's okay if the paint, you know, is still a bit wet here. Maybe we get a better blend in this way. Classic wet blending. Yeah, I think this was a mistake. Okay. I think the color works, just not on folds this light. so it should work on folds like this. Hang on. If the shadow comes from there, yeah, it should be right down the middle. Just a really stark shadow. Really stark shadow. It's hard to tell if you guys actually have everything in focus. If not, I'm very sorry. So we go a bit over the edge there, trace our finger over the top of the fold, and get everything right where it needs to. Right. So I think this worked out a lot better. And then do the same thing here, just smooth out the edges a bit. And then let's go revisit the first fold we did right here. Just make this a little bit darker. Just a little bit. So this right here down the middle, I think if we just do this, it's going to be first very, you know, stark. It's very stark contrast, but it should dull down after it dries. Just don't like how it looks right now. I'm a fan of big contrasts. And I think this is right. I don't think that this over there is. I think this arch right here looks very unnatural. So this is definitely something we need to revisit once this has all dried. And then get the corn red to know, you know, arch back in this direction. So there we already did our shadow. And I think... nah, this is alright. I think here should be another one. Use the whole area of the brush. And just guide it down in one sweeping motion. Right. And I think here we need to just extend the shadow. Again, trial and error. See what looks right and then just really listen to your gut. And see if it agrees with what you're doing. Just like everything in life, really. I think we're onto something here. Now, if this is so dark here, we definitely need to do something over here as well. So let's just do kind of like this. Arch it down to something of a V shape over here. And, you know, look if it holds up. Maybe it doesn't and we need to change it, but that's always the thing that we can do later. I think a watered down shadow right here is also a good idea. Watered down, I said. Basically now we are really just more in the glazing business than the layering business. Did I already mess up there? No. Should be alright. So... is everything still in focus? Constantly second guessing. Right. So this fold right here is can definitely get a far more darker shade, starker shade if you want, because it is really in the shadow of how the light, how we're simulating the light here. You know, really, if the light comes from here, everything under this fold right here has to have a stark drop shadow. All right, I think I might have went a bit too far or around here, so we will need to revisit that later, but that's all right. Do a little bit of this one, right? So coming back to this right here, I think to keep everything in the same contrast, a little bit of watered down, and a little bit of a glaze in this direction is needed. And I think this should be fine. Coming up here, you know, to the front of the cowl, I don't think there's that much shadow needed, as this will be, you know, right back in the light. But to get some contrast going here, I'm still gonna do it. Put some watered down, I said. Watered down shadows right here in the deeper crevices and recesses of the folds. Right here and over there. Again, you know, we're not trying to do the embroidered trim right here, as this will get a whole different color later on. So, yeah, this is more like it. Yeah. Maybe we should do these two trims as well. I'm not quite sure. I think a little bit of Screamer Pink to get a somewhat of a third color going here. Third kind of drop shadow. With a little more Bordeaux into it. So watered down. Just trying to get some contrast going. As contrast really makes the miniature look interesting and, you know, professional. Sometimes I definitely use too much contrast on my miniatures, especially on the goth rocker that I painted for the moving concept project. But I, you know, rather have a little bit too much contrast than too little. I think I misjudged these folds over here. I think these need to be repainted as well. A little bit of wet blending there. And that's how we do it. A little bit more of an angle over here. No. That's too much. That's too much. With this in mind, I think this. Oh yeah, these folds over here definitely need a lot more shadow. Let me zoom in on that. So this right here, you know, definitely is a deep crevice. Björn Peter said, Moin, Fex zum Gruße. Fex zum Gruße zurück. Glad you could make it. So... I think we need to do a little bit more of an arch around here and then just trace our finger over it to get it in the right shape. Basically simulating the light down there. Right. Get a bit more for a third shadow. And then just do something like this. Björn says nice figure. Yeah. I wonder who I got it from. For the convenience of the listening audience, I keep continuing in English, especially for the people watching the VOD later. But if Hightower would be so kind and maybe translate some of the stuff if Björn needs it, then that'll be highly appreciated. But you don't have to, of course. So, now we need a little bit more of... Well, I mean... Oh! Battery. So, as again, you know, like sometimes he tells me when to change the battery and sometimes he does not. Again, I have to pry it away there. This is not an act, again. I have 2 more batteries left. I think there should be a third one over there. Oh. Maybe we're going to have to take a break soon to give my batteries a bit of charging up. Emperor says, I'm a bit confused, honestly. How do you manage to use your batteries this quickly? Ah, you see. This camera is quite old. And when I, you know, got it for, I think, like Christmas 3 years ago, I already got it, you know, used and resold. And the batteries that I got with the camera were equally as old. So some of the batteries are just, you know, the really old ones that I keep, you know, to just have some to switch around in case I grow desperate. And 4 of my batteries that I've got are the newer ones. And these will last longer. And the reason that the first battery today went out so quickly is because I, you know, made some recordings for the Terminators again. And that's where the use got up. And I also left the camera on a bit too long when I got my setup right. When I adjusted my setup. So, oh, close again. Now it's a lot of, you know, just redistributing paint. As you can see here, I think we did a very good job on the cowl already. Nice contrasting going on. And now what I want to do is just redistribute some paint and readjust some parts that might look a little bit unnatural. Now we also have the comparison to this arch right here. I think this one looks better. But I also think that this kind of works out. I think I need to, yeah, do a little bit of this one, right? So, need to put an arch like this over there. Yes. That's it. Now we can keep the shade as well as draw this a little bit further down here. Oh yeah. I think this is alright. I think. Let's get some back of this shadow. And do kind of a mix of the two, I think. Yeah, something around this. I think this looks sensible. Oh, does this work? I think so. Not sure. So if I now... I think I need a little bit more shadow again. I think this is too much water. A little more shadow again. And then push it up this way. Yeah. See here? I don't know if you can catch it on camera. I really try to show it. Sometimes this when the colors are too bright and still wet when you redistribute them, they tend to bleed into one another. This is not a phenomenon that most of the people watching are unfamiliar with. I just want to point out that in this case, where we don't want to blend everything together, you know, realistically, but more in a kind of comic style, this is of course against what we're trying to achieve. Ezra says family, 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 family. Family, 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 family. Great to have you back. So, as more and more people are joining the stream, thank you very much. I hope you're having a great Sunday evening, and now even better one when you watch me paint the BBEG from the DSA roleplay game. So let's judge a bit with the camera. The camera is actually a great tool to check if the shadows are alright. I think this one is a bit weird. Like this one is too light in comparison to the other ones, so that's something we need to take care about right about now. Need to adjust the angles a bit of lighting and camera so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. And I also need to restart the playlist. This is going to get a little bit annoying. So I think right about here is the right place to draw the shadow. Yeah, again, like I made a playlist for the stream with some tracks that should not get copyright claimed because I don't want to have the same situation that I had with the Adepticon trailer with the Adepticon stream, where 1 second got claimed and the whole stream was basically cancelled for 48 hours. But for some reason this playlist does not profit from the autoplay feature. I don't know why, so I need to restart it constantly. A small price to pay for salvation. I think this shadow also is a little bit too light in comparison to the other one, although this one is on a fold that's much starker. Draw this. Sometimes we have to suspend our disbelief to, you know, get the effect, to, you know, warp reality a bit to get the effect that we want. Like, of course, this one right here, like this fold, should have the same brightness as the ones next to it, but to, you know, trace the fold accurately and intensify the contrast, I'm just, you know, putting some shade down there where it technically shouldn't be. So I think these folds over here look alright. Maybe a bit more like this, not sure. Maybe a bit more of an acute angle on the shadow. Zoom in on that. Kind of hard to find an angle where the light doesn't get reflected. Sorry about that. Emperor Hightower says, such as the life on YouTube, referring to the copyright claims. Yeah, it really is. But you know, a YouTuber complaining about the copyright situation is really nothing new, so I think I'll just leave it at that. So, any other folds that need some more love and care? This one might need some. I think I was a bit too harsh with the shadow. You know? Resaturating this one a bit. Emperor Hotel says, well, we have to discuss it at least once per stream. Yeah, definitely. Arbitrary topic of discussion for any live stream here. So I think, yeah, I think the cowl is alright in terms of red for now. I think I'll wait a bit before I sketch in the reflexes, because with, you know, the light reflecting from it and everything, I'm afraid that you guys will not be able to see it, so this might come towards the end of the stream. Asria asks, this is a very cool sculpture, what is it based off of? Some sort of king? Yes, this is the big bad evil guy from the DSA roleplay universe. Like, this is Borbarad. Borbarad, right, Hightower says it again. Borbarad, the great, you know, magician, extremely powerful, extremely, yeah, he looks a lot like Charlemagne. Very, you know, menacing guy, and we'll have the pleasure of painting him today in all of his glory, and I hope I'll get to, you know, do him justice. So, I think, in terms of the embroidery for the trim right here on his cowl, I thought about, you know, first taking the, you know, classic approach of some gold, of course non-metallic metal, because true metallic metal I think would look a bit weird. But now I think I might actually go for a more grayish white color. Let me look if there's a reference for this one. Of course, most minifigures from Borbarad are very small, so don't expect any miracles. But I think there should be a lot of artworks to draw inspiration from. To put that out of the way. So in this picture he does have a golden trim. He also has just a... Nah, this is bad. I don't like this one. Nah. Here he has a red trim, but he also has a red cowl. A lot of people are painting him very unimaginative. I don't know. Here he is, painted like Charlemagne. You know what, I put it on stream. Hang on. Mainstream. So, sorry for this one. I'll put this out of the way. So, basically the pictures I was describing earlier was this one, where he had like the classic golden trim, which is something I think I wanna go for. Here he has the, you know, red trims, but that's something of course we can't do anymore because we already have so much red going on. And this is also what I meant by painting him. He's great, you know, no, not shaming the guy, but you know, a lot of black. I think that's just too classic. If I was a very powerful wizard, like the most powerful wizard, basically a god of my universe, I'd pick something more flashy. Here we have this one, also golden trim. Interesting, they're painting the sleeves red in this case. Is this a thing? No, I think it's the same garment. Yeah, it's part of the same garment. Here's a younger version of him. Maybe he's humble. Maybe he's the humble BBEG. I don't think so, man. I think he knows what's up. We rarely ever see villains with light colors. Yeah, that's true. And I think, I don't know. Yeah, but on the other hand, I think this works, you know, with the dark colors. But I also think that, you know, painting a miniature black is more often than not a very bold move. As most of the time, you know, you're not, you know, getting... you very easily run the chance of people, you know, not seeing your actual paint job. Which is kind of what's happening with me here, you know, like what I did here with his cloak, even though I put a lot of, you know, effort into all of the folds and everything, it could easily be mistaken for just some, you know, light reflexes that are already on the miniature, especially with harsh ones like these. So I definitely want to give him a little bit more color, make him a little bit more, you know, interesting to look at, to give the eyes something to feast upon. Here he has a white kind of embroidery going on. But this is also again a different... I think I asked the guy who I got it from. Hang on. Please hold the line, guys. I'm going to quickly send a message over. Alright, should I? He's probably not going to respond right now. This is a pickle, isn't it? Hang on. Just readjusting my setup, sorry. So, should we go for gold or should we go more for a white kind of embroidery? I think the gold might clash a little. Maybe? You know what? Gold it is. Gold it is. Just stop thinking about it so much. And if the gold doesn't work, you know, I can easily change it back to white. Oh, shit. Did my paint dry up? XV88? I think it might have. Oh no. Hang on, be right back. This isn't good. Shit. My color dried up. I need to quickly head to the kitchen and give it some water. Hang on. Right. Back again. Sorry for the hold up. Might be a little bit too watery, but better than already dried up. Fingers clean. Right, now let's get to painting again. Sorry for the hold up. So what I want to start with for this kind of non-metallic gold embroidery is the color XV88 from Games Workshop as my base, and afterwards, or smart idea, hang on, maybe I need something even darker. Yeah, I probably need something even darker. Hang on. Let's start with Steel Legion Drab for our base of operations. And then we'll sketch in the first, rough embroidery with XV88. And after that we take our true golden and yellow colors to get some gold going on. We probably need some brown too. Should I start with brown? I'm second guessing a lot right now. Maybe I should have done some testing first. Yeah, I think this is alright. So... Yes. Astra says, giving a villain dark colors just feels a bit overdone. Yeah, I can only agree to that. On the other hand, though, if you want to, in terms of visual storytelling, if a character enters a room or a stage wearing all black, you just know that it is the villain. So I get that a lot of people would opt for the dark colors for their villain. I'm just saying that, I do right now, right? Like, the most part of him is black. I just think that a wizard would have more flashier colors. And though I only use them for, like, accentuation and stuff. But yeah, the trope of the villain wearing all dark or all black is a bit overdone. Yet on the other hand, you have Marvel giving their villains a whole, circus wardrobe for colors. Also a bit weird. Don't know. At least it was better like in the early phases, but now it's definitely getting out of hand with the colors. My opinion. Marvel's just weird, yeah. Yeah. Look at the Imperium of Man, right? Also bad guys, but fucking hell, flashy outfits and everything. Even the jerky. Like jerky Corsairs. Whew, what a nice color. I've never liked Marvel or any superheroes, says Azrael. Oh, nothing wrong with that either way. To me, for me, it just... staying on topic of like painting and coloration, I just feel that Marvel now has gone a bit too wild with its coloration. Like it's a bit too colorful. I need to... Oh, good. Sorry. I need to scratch off some paint that I accidentally spilled here. Everything's still in focus? I'm using a very high IOS, so the focus point of this camera is really, really small. Ezra says, sorry for anyone in the chat who likes Marvel. The red, white, and blue color scheme is too common in the Marvel universe. Not the red and blue. Holy shit! Look at any poster that Disney is putting out for a movie. Remember when every poster from Disney looked basically the same? They started with red and blue for Star Wars and then just gave it to every movie. And nobody knew what was going on anymore. So, a bit more careful toward the edge of the color right here. Don't spill any paint into our nicely glazed cowl. Still in focus? Hard to say. I think so it is. Every time this track starts playing, I think it's the Avatar theme. Like Avatar, not the last airbender, but the blue people. By the way, now that we have so many people in the stream, does anybody know what's up with the new Stormcast Eternal... oh shit, my battery's loaded. With the new Age of Sigmar game that was teased, I think, yesterday? Like, what kind of game is it? Does anybody know? Because I'd like to check it out during a break later this stream. But I don't know what to expect. Like, I haven't looked at it. Keeping my batteries nice and fresh. So, rephrasing my question, did anybody look at the Skulls, Warhammer Skulls event? And have a look at the newly presented games? Shizzy Mogbai game, probably. Yeah, it seems like it, but the article I've read about it, at least the headline, teased it as a new game for real-time strategy fans. Something maybe more along the lines of Total War Warhammer. Which would very much surprise me, as I think that CA, as a company, would see more value in producing a Warhammer 40k Total War. But it might be a different company, and it might be maybe easier for them to just go with Age of Sigmar, I don't know. I think like a Total War Warhammer 40k game would be really amazing. Like, if done properly, hot damn. There's loads of money to be made in there. Although again, if done properly. And if CA has proven one thing, then that they can fuck up things, good things, even in the last second. Ezra says, I'd love to see a Warhammer 40k MMO. Oh. I don't know. Warhammer 40k MMO. I mean, that does sound intriguing, although I would not know what kind of... Interesting, never thought about that one. I think what I'd like to have is more of a Warhammer 40k game MMO, but more like for rogue traders and like, different factions, but basically the same overall vibe to it. When you play Elder, you play an Elder Corsair, and when you play the Imperium, you've got a rogue trader. When you play Chaos, maybe an Alpha Legionist, so, people that already are alone or in a very small group, something along the lines of Star Wars The Old Republic. Great game, by the way. It's free to play, highly recommend it. I'm not sponsored. I've been playing The Elder Scrolls Online, which has a massive map, lots of places to explore, and a good amount of story. Like WoW, yeah. I've also started WoW in recent days again. I've been listening to a lot of Critical Role next to, painting, to keep myself entertained during the whole days that I spent painting miniatures. So my hunger for MMOs has definitely been reawakened, but lately, and Hightower can attest to this, I've been playing a shit ton of Stellaris. Like, Stellaris was on sale on Instant Gaming for like $5 or something along the lines. And I always wanted to try it out, and holy shit, what a good game. I wanted around for the World of Warcraft generation. You mean you were around? For the World of Warcraft generation? Yeah, my brother was too. I was too young, unfortunately. I was too young to live to enjoy those glory days. And Brighto says, oh yes, Stellaris for the win. Yeah, Stellaris is a great game. Oh, you weren't, so Just like me, Azrael was not around during for the World of Warcraft generation. Yeah. Like I basically I grazed along the outlines of the games when it went live. But the first patch that I played was Battle for Azeroth. And that's like, 3 weeks ago. Not the patch itself, but like a month ago I started playing it. No, I think I messed up. Might be alright. Constantly need to readjust the focus. I'm also, of course, still thinking about a game that I could stream on this channel, but I think that just isn't happening anytime soon. I want to get back to Kingdom Come Deliverance, but until I've actually put out some LARP-related content, more than my first video, I think that's also not going to happen. Azrael asks, my brother used to play Endless Space. Apparently it's like Stellaris. Don't know. I'm not that well versed in games. Because I spent all my days on the desk behind me tirelessly painting miniatures. Again, it didn't tell me that the battery was struggling. God damn it. Hang on. Just as I was about to finish the cowl. Betrayal. Emperor Hytel says, I've heard about that, it's a lovely game. So Endless Space. Ah. Ooh. Oh, I'm currently content with playing Stellaris. Oh, damn. I think I might know why. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, that's not good. I think I know why the batteries have such a hard time fitting into my camera lately. It's because they're bloating up. That's really bad. That's really bad news. Shit. I need to look for a place to get rid of them. Probably because, again, for the last 2 years, I was making recordings quite extensively. Ezra says, you should play a game called Dragon's Dogma. It's a great fantasy game. Totally irrelevant to the current discussion of strategy and MMO games, but it's packed with fantasy. I mean, I'm always here for a good game. Don't necessarily care for the genre as long as, the gameplay is interesting. So, finishing up this last bit down here. I think should be good to go for another place. Ah, an open world hack and slash. I don't know. I just said that I usually don't care for the genre of games, but a hack and slash might be a bit too dull. I might look into it. I feel like a game dev salesman right now. My man, I feel the same every time I review miniatures, and especially during my Cursed City review video. It felt like I've been hired by Games Workshop to plug one of their games. Which is not the case, by the way. Games Workshop doesn't know I exist. And if they do, they probably don't care. Astra says, I'm just upping games randomly so people can go buy them. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I think everyone in the stream right now is old enough to make decisions for themselves, so it's not like you're influencing any people really. If you drop the title of a game and people check it out and think it looks nice, I mean, hey, good for them. And if it turns out shit, I mean, hell, it's not your fault. Hopefully. So, the first part of the embroidery is done, meaning the base coat. What next? I think next we're gonna need some... Now we can use some XV88. But before I do, hang on, let me just check something real quick. These are my batteries. Let me just, do this. This one seems normal. This one seems normal as well. This one also feels normal. Sorry. I think I have certain batteries that definitely are a bit bloated. That's not good. Definitely need to change that. In this day and age, we're lacking good games. Yeah. I mean, there's Elden Ring, That's what I'd consider to be a good game. And God of War, so... Some games... I haven't played God of War. But, it's almost got the Game of the Year title. So I can't imagine it being bad. Back to the cowl, though. And, sometimes it's good to, step back from your miniature and look from it from afar to get an impression of the overall color scheme. And I think, yeah, it's working out quite nicely. Björn approves, great. Still haven't played Elden Ring. I mean, there's no hurry. The DLC is coming out this year, I think, or next year? Binary says we really aren't. So many good games around right now. Yeah, I think what Azrael means is more that games that are being hyped up, like if I understand it correctly, or if that's where I'd get the feeling from that we're not getting good games right now, is because a lot of good titles are being hyped up into, the literal stratosphere, and then they come out and they turn out shit, so. Anyways. This ain't a gaming channel. Yet. Sorry, I don't want this to become a gaming channel, but if I could do some gaming content on the side, maybe in streams, that'd be quite nice. So now we're going to sketch in the embroidery. Let me just quickly think about this. I think I need to get this artwork back of his... Yeah, so these are his emblems. Yeah, I agree, I don't care. No, okay. Open bag. Picture in different tab. It's really fucking small. Right. Okay. I think what I want to do for the embroidery is, first sketch out some squares and then paint some, small magical runes into it. Best case scenario, these runes are actually part of the DSA Universe. Let me just quickly, I just saw that I missed an edge over there. So, right. Now I can't paint there. That's alright. Anyways, the other side. Let's quickly adjust the focus. Alright. Now, XV88. We now want to do some really nice detailing work. And with that, I mean stuff like, can you guys all see it? Nice. Most likely these edges. It's okay if we hit the other embroidery, that's alright. Ezra says, drawing runes is fun. You can make patterns by clustering them up together. Yeah, definitely. The most fun I had until now with runes was definitely Cleona Zeitengale from the Cursed City, which I called Salona in the video, and I will think, yeah, I think I'll never actually change that. I think Salona just sounds nicer, you know? Sketching like, you know, this kind of rectangular pattern. It's the kind of framework for our runes. Don't want to get too crazy with this. All roughly the same, you know, kind of distance. Also, they should have the same kind of thickness, if I want to get this right. Just the focus. Currently this doesn't look like much, but trust me, I think in the end it'll look really nice. Okay, you guys can't see this one, that's unfortunate. Oh no, you guys missed one stroke out of a billion. Now, more like this. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. Maybe I should have... that goes too far, I think. Maybe I should... I think it's kind of weird to... yeah. Damn it. I didn't think about it, you know, looking at this part over here. But of course, if we go down like these, you know, crevices, we can't have the value of these strokes be the same saturation as these, you know, strokes over there. The concentration is real sweat, yeah. And I just noticed a flaw in my thinking. I think I need to adjust the color of the trim again. Using XV88 and Steel Legion Drab for the, you know, more basic base coat. This would make a lot more sense. Do I have dry bark? Put over here. So is this a better color or is this a better suited color? I think this is actually the better. Right. Right. Okay. I messed up. And now we're going to have to do something a little bit different than I thought, because we of course need to adjust the trim to the same values as the rest of the cowl, or else it will look a little bit you know, weird and not right. Restarting the playlist. So, getting rid of these strokes again. This also means that most likely for the embroidery itself, we might need to switch it up right to the golden colors. No, the color is shining through. I really messed this one up, didn't I? Good thing it's still so early. Imagine if we were like halfway down the embroidery and then it hit me that this whole thing doesn't make sense. Right, so, right. Back to the beginning. Also, maybe we should do the entire embroidery right off the bat. I'll think about that one. Maybe I give the red robe a different color for the embroidery than the cowl and maybe the undergarment. Have to look into that. Anyways, zoom begin. Now we're gonna take some, right, Steel Legion Drap, you're done. You're done though, donezo. And we're now taking some, you know what? I'm going to take some Dryad Bark first and catch the underside of this cowl. How do I do this? What is the best angle for that? You know what, maybe I should do that after the stream. Still, using Dryad Bark, we want to trace the darkest and harshest folds of the cowl the same way that we did with the rest of the cowl. So the part of this trim the same as the rest of the cowl. So all the way over here. Really just orienting ourselves on the shadows that we placed before to get some proper definition in again. So over here, some more brown. Yeah, I think, yeah. Oh no, that's wrong. But this is right. Yes. This makes a lot more sense. From my perspective, the line is actually a bit blinding, so I need to look up at the camera to see what you guys are seeing. Very rare occasion that you guys see actually better what's happening than I am. So, the contrast is over here, right? Yeah. This already makes a whole different impression. What was I thinking? I mean, I wasn't thinking, that's the whole point. So. Also, as we now have a stunning 6 people watching, I want to put some pressure on Theinrich and tell you guys to look up his channel and subscribe to him, as he has a great video regarding Games Workshop and their prices coming. And I want to apply some peer pressure onto him to actually finish it. So, please subscribe to him and comment under all of his videos when his next video is coming. If you want, of course. Oh yeah, this is a nice fold right here. It actually looks better with the regular shadow, but I don't have the capacity right now to replicate an accurate shadow. But more, you know, going along the lines of this kind of comic style, which I think works quite well for this miniature. And you know, if Björn, or you know, the guy who gave me this miniature, liked the outcome, you can definitely look forward to more of this, as he has two other even cooler display figurines, or he'll get his hands on them soon, and then we can see if we maybe want to take a different approach to painting these guys. Like more in the way of... Oh, no, I think this is too stark. Not sure. Be honest, the whole reason why this stream is happening. Yeah, basically. I initially had a different miniature planned for this, like one of the Terminators again, a different one. Maybe one with like lightning claws or something. But yeah, he wrote me, he asked if I had already results on this miniature right here for him, and I said to him, you know what, I'm gonna paint it during the live stream. Right. So far, so good, I think. Yeah. There are some more folds like these ones right here, where we technically should apply dried bark, judging by what we did before. But I want to actually do something different. I want to take the XV88 again, so this color. Oop, where do we? Come on, focus. Right, so this color, and use it as a counter value to brighten up the cowl where the light strikes it the most. In this case, where all the Bjorn says, yay! Very good, nice. Glad you like it so far. Haven't messed up too badly. So let's bring some light back on the mini. Or rather, some more light on the mini. Sorry if I get this gravel voice every now and then, like when my voice goes, yeah. Don't exactly know why this is happening, but I haven't cultivated my streaming voice right now. Until now, you know? The voice when every YouTuber in their stream go, yeah, wow. I talk a lot more nonchalantly. Still going through puberty? Ah man, my puberty was already over when I was 14. I was born with this beard you're seeing right here. But yeah, sometimes it does feel like that. Also, I'm not talking that much, right? And like, again, I'm sitting... This sounds so sad. I'm sitting in front of my desk painting miniatures all day. Which is good. Which is great, don't get me wrong, I like it. This is the life I chose. So... yeah. This shadow needs to be replaced with... Steel Legion Drab. Ah, I forgot, every Northman is born with a beard. Yes. I know at least 2 songs about people needing to have beards to do anything. No shame if you don't have a beard though. Oh, of course. But brownie points if you do. So, now I can show you this angle. And this should work out just great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I think this also needs to be different color. Although it works out on stream. Maybe I need to just hold it into the light differently. So let's do it like this. Yes, 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 yes. Astra says, I have a beard, but I don't want to keep it, because I want to be a pretty little French girl. Well, depending on who you ask, I mean, you can keep your beard and be an average-looking British girl. Nah, I'm just joking. Yeah. It's a joke, yeah, mine too, I mean. And I definitely, you know, need to shave my beard as well. It's getting way too long. Way too much. As much as I like the aesthetic and as cool as I look wearing armor, it is extremely annoying when eating and drinking. More than, you know, more eating stuff. Especially finger food. Yikes, that was evil Jan. Yeah, I don't know, you know. I always say I don't want to get political, but then I shout out stuff like that. So, what is the right? I think looking from here, this one should be the part of the fold that gets hit with more light than the other. Yeah. This was definitely the right choice. Battery is still loading. And this one has been keeping going for a while, so I'm already bracing myself for my camera just shutting off. It's going to turn off any second now, yeah. You guys can feel it too, right? I think this part already got its XV8, I think. Yeah. Would be the 4th time. I mean, that's pretty average, honestly. I'm still happy that, you know, OBS and the cam link don't, you know, get buck wild when this happens and they lose their source. Which, this time activating OBS was a little bit more difficult than yesterday. Apparently I need to create a different video source each time I get the camera back on. Dunno. It's just quirky like that. Oh, the misery, and everybody wants to be my enemy. Don't start this. Heinrich will join in. What's with this shadow over here? Does this look normal? Does this look normal to you guys? I think this looks a bit too forced. Yeah. Spare the sympathy. I knew it. I fucking knew it. My enemy. I'm afraid of singing this song as, you know, I might get copyright claimed for no fucking reason. My enemy. Exactly. can try to sing it in German, just live translating the lyrics. That should work out. I actually don't know the lyrics to this song. I mean, nobody knows, right? Everybody knows, oh, the misery. And then that's it. Right, where do we need to... I think that this is too dark. Yeah. Right. This is too dark. This is too dark. Is it? Yeah, I think so. By that logic, this one would be too bright. So I might need to get my Dryad Bark out again. Fuck's sake. It looks like I'll break my vow to not buy any more GW minis this year, since GW is bringing back the Death Guard Heroes range. Oh, really? I mean, this is like the same for me. Like, every time I say, okay, I'm not going to buy any more minis, I literally have enough. I have like 3,000 backlog or something like this. By the way, public health announcement. Do not lick your brushes. Especially not with paint on them. That's reserved for professional painters like me who do not know what they're doing. So, I think this one is alright. Again, we need to suspend our disbelief for the sake of cool. Right here. Oh my goodness, what's now? Ezra says, German man of war makes me laugh hysterically, uncomfortably, intensely, sharply, nauseatingly, etc. Emperor Hightower already starts. Oh, die Misere. Alle wollen meine Feinde sein. Vergeude nicht dein Mitleid. Oh, das Elend. Yeah, genau. I felt left out because I don't understand German text. I mean, that's the point, right? We don't want anybody to understand German text, so else I'll get copyright claimed. So. Ah! It happened! Right as I was not prepared for it anymore. Yeah. Right! Second battery down, and I think now we can also have a look at how bloated it is. Yeah, it's bloated as fuck. The fact that I didn't pick up on this sooner is amazing, actually. Facecam. Emperor says, I mean, German and English are almost the exact same language. I mean, are they though? We definitely have a huge stockpile of weird and different words. Oh shit. Oh yeah. I'm gonna let you see guys, see how bloated this is. Alright. Does it work? Oh yeah. To do this. Right. Now, let's have a look, shall we? So, this is, normal battery, as you can see, perfectly straight, perfectly balanced. And this is the battery that's currently getting stuck. And as you can see, it ever so slightly expands on the middle. Like, see? It's not perfectly straight. Kind of hard to see next to the white background, but I can't hold it in a way that you can't see the, upper and lower walls. It's kind of bloating. Whether this one is perfectly straight, you can't see anything. I don't know why I didn't pick up on this sooner. I thought it was a problem with my camera and the release spring or something. Yeah. Right. Need to think about discharging them. Now we have a linguistic course going on. Right. Anyways. taking a step back, not that far. I think the cowl is coming along really nicely. Whoop. That being said, I think, oh yeah, especially the backside. Yeah, that's nice. Right. That being said, I think I don't want to start with the embroidery just now, because it's kind of annoying to film for you guys to see properly. So what I want to do now is either start with his face, which is going to be very straightforward, or think about what we can do with his fabric belt, which has a lot of, you know, really nice details already printed on it. I was thinking about giving it some Cabalite green, so this color basically. We don't speak French here. What's going on in the chat? On the other hand, I think now with, you know, both of these areas, you know, being red, I think the belt in red could look nice always. Also, is Theinrich still here? What is his educated guess? I think in red would look nice. Always a problem with miniatures that aren't mine, especially from the setting that I'm not that familiar with. I think judging by the artwork that I saw, is that try yellow. Yeah, I mean, yellow is already, you know, the color for the embroidery, or it's going to be at least. And, you know, if you have like this intersection right here with the yellow, you know, yellow, these trims are going to be yellow, and then the spelt also being yellow, I think this could, you know, mess up the eye too much. Also, I want to, you know, irritate the eye. And I also want to, you know, make these prints in this like golden yellowish tint to have them as the detail. That being said, I think like red would be the safe option, right? Red would be the same color as these ones. That would be safe. That would fit in with the rest. But do we want that? Or do we want to be bold? Do we want to be bold? Do we want to stay safe and paint the fabric belt in the same color as the cowl and the undergarment, or do we want to try something bold and paint the fabric belt? It's also a very prominent feature on this miniature. In this like Cavalite green. I think the longer I think about it, I think this could look cool. It's kind of like my Lumineth, you know? Yeah, you know, let's do that. Let's try it. I'm gonna just give it one quick layer and see how it looks. Especially, I think, let's just paint this section right here. This one. Ezra says, should we give him a gray set of robes? Gray set of robes? I mean, he already has, like, his main robe is gray, blackish. Is this bigger? Yeah. So let's take some, just you know, take some Cabalite green and just paint this this section right here between his sleeves. And have a look how it looks. Oh, the battery's done. If you see me looking at that in this direction, this one, it's just to, you know, see how it looks. A dark grey shawl is, like fabric belt, is something that I actually don't want to do, because the, you know, robe already has so many grey tones. And if I make this in like a grey color, I think it'll look a bit weird. But yeah, of course, you know, not a bad suggestion. Maybe white could work out as well, a white fabric belt. But I think that, on the other hand, would be too bright. Like, I thought about giving his ropes a white trim, but now that this yellowish one is based, I think I'm not going to do this. Midwinter Minis moment. You mean because of his color blindness or what? So, how does this look? I mean, yeah. Kinda dig it. Kinda like it. I kinda like where this is going. On the other hand, it might be a bit too bright. I also don't wanna, you know, me experimenting with these kind of miniatures is one thing, but someone, you know, from the scene getting this iconic character in a maybe a different color scheme than usually portrayed might be a bit too far off. So I think although Cabalite Green is... No, we're not going to make him a Sorcerer King Nazi Azrael. This Cabalite Green is my favorite color, honestly, from my repertoire. One of my favorites, maybe even the favorite color. So I want to just, you know, put it onto every miniature I paint. But I think in this case, it is better to take the safe option and just paint it like the cowl. Also, I need to take out my battery, hang on. Yeah, the other one is also bloated. Yes. So... Yeah, as I said, I like the combination, but I think Screamer Pink for the base of the shawl is safer. Don't want to go too crazy here. What is going on in the comment section? I swear, doesn't you guys have... Of course you guys have a mind of your own, but I really like how the most random of topics get discussed. I like it, better than you guys just staying quiet. I hope you enjoy everything. Ooh. Nah. I also think now with the fade is kind of... Yeah, now that I established this cowl and these many red colors, I think a fade would look a bit weird here. Gotta think about that. I could maybe pull some, you know, illusionary stuff that this shawl kind of flickers in different colors, like some kind of... Not magic, but just regular satin stuff. Satin fabric. I also need a very big brush now. Getting Age of Conan vibes here. Never played it, I'm actually not that familiar with that setting. Yeah. Maybe I should have gone with the white, now retrospectively thinking. That's kind of weird. Nah, I think it's more pleasing, you know? Nothing bold, we're keeping it safe. But all in all, I think it'll look more pleasing this way. Maybe I can get some Cabalite green on his crown. Do I still have coffee, by the way? Oh yeah, nice. I brewed this 2 hours ago. Ice cold. That was a big swig. Right. So... not much to say here. Oh. Still thinking of a way to implement this Cabalite green into the belt. It is just such a lovely color. Oh no. Shit, my finger. Put onto the belt. Sheesh. So another belt that actually goes around his waist. Yeah. And you see, you know? Just as I was talking about earlier in the stream, sometimes if you're not sure about a certain color scheme, it's actually better to just, you know, try it sporadically and see if it works. If you don't have the time or maybe don't have the energy to make a sketch beforehand. And, you know, just see what works. Try and error and see what works. That's a very fast way. And if you need, you know, just stick with the base colors, it's good as well. And of course, you know, if you have thin paints, like if I was just slapping the paint down here and like basically bucket-wise, that of course wouldn't work. Like the paint would mess with the sculpt too much, especially on smaller scale miniatures. But a quick sketch, some base colors if you're not sure how to proceed, can really go a long way. And you know, regarding the beauty of my colors, I mean, Screamer Pink is also a really nice color. Shit, am I touching the bed again? Nah. Need to be careful. Ezra says, I'm so jealous how you guys have so many castles. You mean we in Germany? Yeah. Fun fact, one of my favorite fun facts, Germany has more castles than the US does McDonald's. That's a fact that I love to bring up. Living like kings, you say it. I mean, the castles are not for us, but you can look at them. The hometown I stayed in the north of Germany had 3 castles in like the same city. Of course, you know, 2 of which didn't look that impressive, but one was pretty much a fairy tale castle, very nicely built. A true feast for the eyes. No, 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 no. I've slipped. Wrong brush. Shit. I rather lick the paint off my brush than having to redo these shadings because I slipped up once. So, we're almost done with Screamer Pink, and if we are, when we are, we'll quickly take some corn red, I think. Basically repeat the same process that we had on the cowl, but for the belt. If this is a bit boring, you know, color scheme wise, I'm sorry for that. But again, I wanted to play it safe. Oh no, this is the trim, right? No, it isn't. So we can very much paint this. Right. Thought I heard a noise. Oh, these deeper crevices down here. Emperor Haita says, well, we have many castles, but unfortunately, we don't got our emperor anymore. I mean, we almost would have gotten our emperor back, you know? We had the coup d'etat. What was it, earlier this year? Or was it still last year? Damn, time goes so quickly by, I often get confused. But, again, we might have gotten an emperor back. If the plan of these guys went ahead. So, is the belt done? Yeah, except for some few spots here and there. I think it's done for the most part. And of course for the underside of these things right here. I don't know, should I do this now? Yeah, I'll do this now. Why not? Make the screen so Sometimes we get away with not painting the underside or some, you know, deep reaching angles of our miniatures because, let's be honest, who the hell would ever look under there with intention? But with a miniature this big, we unfortunately do not have these luxuries. Someone will definitely look there. Did I... yeah, I avoided the rope. Very good, very good, very good. So. It even worked on the first try, like I don't need to have a second coat here. Nice. So, now we're going to switch to our corn red again. To paint the, you know, folds of the belt. Sketch in the light. This one is too small, this one is just right. Oh. Corn red. Oh, by the way, did you guys get any ads this stream? You guys didn't say anything, so I guess no this time. I actually found the box that I had to uncheck for you guys to have a fluid stream. It was checked last time. I think there was some because I didn't reuse settings. I didn't. Sorry. No. That's great. No. Yeah. No advertisement. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. I wanted to make sure that the checkbox actually worked. I guess because I didn't reuse the settings for this for the stream. For the eBay rescue stream from another stream, it just set the, you know, pre-checked monetization checkboxes, and that's why you guys had ads during the stream last time. And now I unchecked it, so yeah. Great. Good to hear that it worked. Some people told me, you know, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, as Twitch apparently does it too. Playing ads in the middle of the stream, but nah. I'm not about that. You guys already have to endure too much advertisements during my videos, probably. So, no way in hell. I'm letting you guys have advertisements during my stream. So how do I do this with the folds down here? I think this one I'll just leave be. This one I just paint how the reflection goes. That's another thing, if you don't like, I think I say it often in my videos, but if you guys are not sure how to paint, you know, some light on your folds, just use your lamp on your desk for reference. And paint the areas that literally reflect the most light in the lighter color of your scheme. And if you're not sure, like, just do it like I did with the cow. Just try things out and see what works. See? Nice. I could literally smell the battery giving in. I don't know. I think it was just a, you know, trick of the mind, but hey, I realized it this time. Switching back to face cam. Oh, yeah, this one is good. Bit warm but good. We're already 2.5 hours in. Honestly, it doesn't feel like that. To me, anyways. Like, I'm definitely getting a bit tired, but compared to the eBay rescue stream, this one is just a blaze. Welcome in the late springtime, Jan. Well, I don't mean it this way, like, of course, you know, the day has gotten a lot darker. I know that, but I'm just, you know, I don't feel tired. And I didn't have, like, lots to eat today as well. I guess it's just because, you know, miniature is just that much easier to paint, being the size that it is. How do I paint this fold? Like, this one is clear somewhat. How do I do this one? Paint this red as well? No. I think I'll extend the red a little bit over the edge here. Oh. Just hearing noises. Am I getting paranoid? Is it because I just have like one earplug in? I'm feeling extremely flustered today. Oh. Why is that? I think this is, yeah, this is right. The paint is actually really bad here. A lot of the base coat is still shining through, so I think I'll take a quick detour and, you know, finish it up. Azrael, you stayed inside during a sunny day in Great Britain? That's like one of the 3 you're gonna get this year. But now I know what you mean. I wasn't outside as well. I was painting and recovering from my Stellaris addiction because me and Hightower played until 4 AM. Literally. I think 5 AM actually. Those are normal gaming hours. I mean, Not if you've got so much stuff like me going on. But I mean, it's fine. I still got a lot to do, a lot done today. At least that's what I tell myself. I sometimes stay up on Elder Scrolls Online from 11 PM to 8 AM in the morning. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a lot. I think this happened to me only... When was the last time I stayed up this long? Did I play Overwatch or what? Oh, nah, I played Overwatch until 3 AM and then laid in bed reading. Right. Like when the sun rises up, yep. So here in this fold over here, that looks to be a little bit more in the shadow, can also be painted red, just to intensify the contrast again. As you might have realized, I'm all about contrast. I love contrast and definition on minis. It definitely feels weird to classify this huge figurine as a miniature. Maybe I should just really stick with the word figurine. What? So, a little bit more red. Now I'm actually in quite a pickle because, technically speaking, this fold right here would need to get some more red. But if I want to do this, this fold right here also would need a lot more red. But then this fold over here would look too dull in comparison. Like, not too dull, but too uneventful. But I guess that's just how it is. Right. Big brush again. I cleared that up for no reason then. So... You guys getting this? Yes. Nice. Yeah, this looks better. Oh no. Does it work? Does it work? I think so. Now my commentary has really slowed down because, contrary to what I said now, the tiredness is a bit kicking in. Maybe I shouldn't have talked about this. Oh, Björn says good night? Right. Then one last look at your miniature before I send you the results later. This is where we're at right now. Went with red for the belt, as I think this is the right choice. And in any case, you know, good night. See you later. Thanks, well, if you appreciate it, great. Good to know that I made the right choices so far. In any case, have a good night and I'll catch you later. Bye bye. So next up are the folds around his waist. And those should be pretty straightforward. So very light here and very light here on this stretch. I think I might even be able to keep the big brush. Yeah, easy. Easy peasy. How are you guys liking the music selection, by the way? I only was able to put together a small playlist for today, but I mean, at least it's not the same track over and over again. I think the vibe is quite nice, especially with a miniature like this. Yeah, killer. It's neat. Great. Good to hear. So, this one right here. This build has actually taken a lot longer than I thought. Thought it would go as quick as the call, but apparently that was a wrongful assumption. Hang on, did I paint this already? Paint it differently. Fuck. Paint this red. Paint the other thing red as well, don't I? Nah, I don't want to do this. I see if I can get away with it. Or without it, rather. But I definitely need to paint this. Definition, guys. Most important thing. Right. So looking at the belt from over here. I think yeah. I didn't paint this. Huh. Like this edge that's being reflected right here, didn't paint it until now. Huh. Shit. Must have forgotten. Or I was probably too busy listening to a fight on Critical Role. Right. paint this onto there. So it looks like the sleeves themselves are casting a little bit of shadow. No? Does this make sense? I think so. Right. And this part here as well. Oops. A little bit of red. Maybe even like this. Yeah. Keep it interesting, keep it interesting. Now I know why Goobertown has his camera always on display on his laptop. I always thought it was purely because he wanted to make sure that everything's in focus, and maybe that's the main reason. I mean, it does make a lot of sense, but it does help to have something with a bit lower resolution and your eyes look at your miniature from a different angle to kind of check if the colors are syncing up and everything, especially in terms of reflexes and so on. This is definitely the part that I will probably look back and... Oh, Simon Elder says hello, cutie. Hey! We've got some Elder company. Well, a fine Sunday evening to you. Instantly reminded that I need to make a lot more Elder content as well. So... let's take a step back and have a look at what we've done so far. And assess what we're going to do next. So the call and... oops, that's too far. And the fabric belt are done. Not done, but already greatly furthered. I think I'll not do like the step that I did here with the, darker shadows on the belt just now, because I think that'll be mostly annoying to, for you guys to watch. But what I'm gonna do, I think, is... oh no, that's a stupid idea. I was about to say that I wanted to do the embroidery on the belt, but I think that's not a good idea. What I might want to do instead is completely change the pace and have a look at his face. Simon Elder says, it's so good. The miniature? Well, thank you very much. Is his cloak going to be blue? Unfortunately, no. The cloak is staying black as it is. I say unfortunately because this miniature I'm painting right here is not just some unnamed wizard from, just random 3D print. This is actually a very powerful wizard from the DSA Universe. DSA being Das Schwarze Auge, a German role-playing game like pen and paper. So this guy has his color scheme, his sanctioned color scheme. Oh, sorry. And I can't defer too much from it because this is not going to be my miniature. This is actually some sort of a, work for a friend and a commissioned work. So the coat unfortunately stays black. But I'm thinking about what I'll do with the trims now that we're so far. So first up, I wanted to do the trims like this this call. But I'm not quite sure if this is the right idea. Astra says, I feel like a lot of my comments are getting filtered out again. What are you... I mean... I don't think so. But apart from that, you also agree that it's a good model? Great. But again, I think I'm not quite sure what I want to do for the trims, so I think it would be sensible to do something else, which is fairly easy to do, at least in terms of color scheme, and that is his face and his beard. And here I think it would be good to start with his skin, actually. So, let's take some... We want to start with some... I wanted to say Buckman's Glow, but I think it's more sensible... Hang on, one of my paint palettes open. But I think it's better to start with Night Quest of Flesh instead. So let's focus in on them. So Buckman's Glow is always a great way to start a skin tone. But Night Quest of Flesh, definitely for models like these, which are so big that you really want to get some good definition on there. And contrast, of course. So we want to start with something a little bit darker, and it appears that it is dried in as well. Shit. Are you making him brown? No, he's going to be Caucasian in the end, but I need to have a, you know, dark base to work my way up. That being said, I think my... Night Quest of Flesh... so many people are joining in. I'm so sorry, but I think I need to leave you for 10 seconds because I need to fill this up with water again, I think. Or? No, I actually don't. Right. False alarm. Right. His face. Blonde hair. I don't think so. I think... Let me look at the artwork that I got from him. No, I think he's a really old man. He's basically somewhat like more along the lines of a Merlin gone bad. Merlin gone rogue. Yeah, white hair. It's going to be, you know, a mix of grey and white tones. Which thankfully I have a lot. So I think that's going to be interesting. Actually need a bigger brush for this. This one, right. So, skin. Oh yeah. A great color for skin, Night Quest of Flesh. Highly recommend. It works as a, you know, light and reflex color for your, for characters with a more, you know, dark skin tone. But it also works as a base color for people with a lighter skin tone. So literally can't go wrong with it. A little bit too watered down though. Maybe should have picked up more. Oh, it's also a thing with this primer. I've realized that some of the primers that I use, some of the spray primers actually do the opposite of what they're supposed to. And have somewhat of a lotus effect on applied to the mini, which is really the last thing you want to do. You want to have. I'm really proud of the call, honestly. I think it's does have a great texture, great great light reflexes. So, seeing how so many people are joining in, what brings you to me on this fine evening? Just general curiosity, or have you been watching the channel for a while? Let's get a bit of a conversation going now that I, yeah, have the actual possibility to talk to people. Or is there a topic you'd like me to talk a bit about? Painting-wise, miniature-wise, universe-wise, like in terms of what I think about 40k or something. I'm happy to do either. Or, you know, if you want me to shut up, just tell me that as well. I'm happy to oblige. Keep you guys entertained. And his lip, of course. I mean, I could also leave his hair black with some, you know, gray reflexes. Having, you know, making him a little bit younger. Also an idea. But again, this wizard called Borbarad, the BBEG from the DSA setting, is, I think, very old, very ancient. So I think we do need to reflect that in his hair. I also could do some, you know, in-between stuff, you know? Like dark hair with some white streaks into them. Way to water it down. Shit. I think I might have messed up. Hang on. One of my batteries is charged up again, so... And this camera has been going for a while, so I guess it'll say goodbye any minute now. Oh, hang on. So, sorry for the short intermission. Next thing we want to take care of, thankfully, are his hands. And thumb under there. Ah, come on, good angle. So, again, some Night Quest or Flash, or a brown tinted beige, if you want to mix the color yourself. Or a beige tinted brown, I honestly don't know which one is. Or a desaturated brown. As this is literally just the base color, we will probably not see lots of it when the miniature is done. So we also probably don't need to be too careful in finishing the coat, the layer. So, yeah, I actually do need to be a lot more careful, as I do not want to accidentally. I think that's bad for the camera. As I do not want to accidentally get some paint on the robe that's not supposed to be there. What I find interesting, though, just on the side, is how much more traffic I have at this time of day. So I thought, to me, as a someone as a Middle European, I started this stream as at like what, like 8 p.m. ish, thinking that would be an optimal time. But it appears to me that maybe I should start the stream later in the day. I don't know. What do you guys think? What would be more convenient for you? I have full flexibility, being an art student. Up, that goes. Hang on. Quick pit stop. Hang on. And we're back online. So. Is anyone in here familiar with the DSA setting? Maybe? Or are you hearing from this guy for the first time? Everyone in the chat has had a long day, I'm guessing. Yeah. I mean, it's been a Sunday. Is it a holiday for you guys tomorrow? Because in Germany it actually is. At least in the part where I'm living. Never heard of DSA, that's the first time. Yeah, I figured. I think it would be more prominent if I would paint a Pathfinder figurine or, you know, classic D&D. I think compared to those, DSA is more niche. Which does make sense. Azrael says, I honestly don't know if we have a holiday tomorrow. Could be a bank holiday. So, you know, a holiday in between holidays? Is that what a bank holiday is? Just smoothing out the base code right here. You know, we don't have to be... I said we don't have to be too meticulous with it. But, just some basic cleanup already goes a long way. Oh yeah. This is great. That's great. I don't know what the bank holidays are. Like the history behind them. Okay, well, if you can't tell me, then I can't guess. But we usually get Mondays off from school or work. I mean, that's nice. At the end of the day, you know, the occasion is not as important as the fact that you're getting a holiday. They probably have to do with a Celtic martyr or saint. I mean, I don't know what it's called in English, but in Germany we're currently celebrating the, celebrating the birth of church, of like the Christian church tomorrow, where according to the Bible, the Holy Spirit came down and gave the followers of Jesus the comprehension to understand different language, so they could go out and spread the good word. I'm paraphrasing here, of course. It's called Pfingsten in German. I don't know what's called in English. Okay. I said I don't have to be too meticulous, and yet I'm still cleaning up. Probably because the points that didn't get paint are the parts that will need it the most. Like the fingertips right here. Let's zoom in on that. The hands look realistic now. I mean, do they? I think we still have a bit to go there. Ooh, maybe I should make them glow a bit. Like if they're already, like as if he's already preparing a spell. I think this is alright. Right. So next off, after Night Quest or Flash, we can move on to a slightly lighter color, which in this case is Buckman's Glow. Not necessarily because it is lighter, but because it brings this more rosy tint to Flash, which makes it look a lot more alive, which is always a good thing. Let me get the right angle on this bad boy. So some Buckman's Glow. So mainly we need to use this for his cheeks and the tip of his nose, but not for example the recesses for his eyes and stuff. See? The difference is... Damn. They work better than I thought, honestly. I thought it would be way more rosier. Since we get ever more people coming in, you're of course, invited to share your thoughts in the chat and ask me stuff. It's probably know this, but I've always got an eye open for the chat, so Asra says, looks like he's got my sort of skin color right now. Really? Knows. I mean, if you have skin that looks like this, it's you might want to visit a dermatologist. Don't think this looks great. I think Emperor Hightail thinks I'm white. I mean, you're British, man. Who knows? I generally don't make assumptions. In my mind, you all look like your profile pictures. So actually, it's hard to see what you'd be. But for example, the Saim Han Elder is exactly, you know, like an Elder Guardian. So a bit more definition on the skin right here. And again, we might have to suspend our disbelief again to get this definition that we're seeking. Azrael says, I wish I looked like my avatar. I mean... if not, you probably wouldn't have chosen it, right? Oh, sorry, you guys can't see, sorry. So... just painting the ears. Leaving the night quest of flesh in more of the, recesses and folds of the skin. Honestly, he's probably like a few 100 years old, having the body of someone in his late 50s, early 60s. His skin is impeccable. No wrinkles really, nothing. Damn. He looks young right now. Yeah, he does. He's got that Rasputin tier B. Yeah. He definitely looks like a prophet of some sorts. Yeah, the beard. So, is everything still in focus? Yeah, I think so. Come on. What is this? The most annoying thing is when the paint kind of flows in streaks and leaves this really ugly texture on your minis. Definitely a problem that I haven't thinned my paint properly in this regard. Yes. So much for Buckman's glow on his face. Next are his hands again. Starting with his left hand on the right side. Azrael says he looks Iranian, like one of those Assyrian kings. I mean, yeah, probably also because of his current hair color. Maybe that'll change later on. And I mean, I still got 2 more skin colors to go. As long as he looks alive, you know. That's all I want. Remember, don't thick the paints. Yes. And have your camera in focus. Making the paints too thick is something I would do. I mean, it all comes down to practice, honestly. I had a time where I thinned my paint too much. And especially, you know, painting Ushabti bone on a black surface, that was a real pain. And also with a very bad result, because I kept thinning them in the same dirty water. So the result itself was also very dirty. Sometimes it's good to have thick paints. Rarely, but, you know, sometimes it can work out. Azrael says, I had to layer my Ushabti 4 times on those Heresy era Marines. Yeah, that sounds like something Ushabti bone would behave like. Ushabti bone is not that good of a color in my opinion. Coming from the Games Workshop range. From the Citadel range. I don't... It behaves a bit weirdly. It's better on a white surface, of course, but the properties of the paint itself are kind of like a bit unpredictable. This could come because of maybe my naivety, or maybe I'm using it wrong, but you know, I've been a high elf player. I've used the Ushabti bone a lot in my time. So, how's it looking? Ah, of course, his lip. I think that's it for Bugman's glow. I'm not quite sure. But I think... yeah. I think this works out. Maybe a bit more on the wrinkles here. Around the eyes. And up the nose. Like this one right there. And after that... these smaller ones over here. The model's face made me feel comfortable. Really? I mean, I suppose that's good. And the face of an ungodly tyrant makes you uncomfortable. Yes. Wow. 3 hours and 11 minutes. Holy shit. This is the longest stream I've had so far. And I've got the result to show for it, I think. I feel alright, like I feel like I definitely could go on, but seeing that most of the people have left already, I think this is an alright place to kinda end it. So let's focus in one more time. Hope that the camera doesn't give in right this very second. And see what we've done. So today we have managed to paint, hang on, can I get a better angle on the light so it doesn't reflect as much? Oh no, that's bad. This is better. So, we've painted his call. A round of applause. Thank you very much. So we've painted his call. This entire, thing that goes around his shoulders, and I think with a very nice result. I'm really liking the trim especially. We've started to paint his belt. In between seeing if Cabalite Green would be the better choice. But then, going with the red, which I think works out very well. The belt definitely has still a long way to go to look right, but I think that's something I do off camera because it is very annoying to film, I imagine. Not the embroidery itself, but definitely the, burgundy. And we've also started painting his face and hands with Night Quester Flash and Kislev. Night Quester Flash and the Bugman's Glow, which definitely, elevated this model to the next level. I'm glad I got the chance to paint him today, and I think I'll just make one more scale comparison at the end, as the thumbnail was actually real. Like, the scale comparison with Magnus the Red was something that I did at home to show off just how ridiculously large this model is, as I didn't have a lot to, tease in the thumbnail as well. Astra says everyone else has despawned and returned back to their NPC homes. Nah, don't say that. I of course understand that people don't want to hang around too much. These painting streams are not my favorite to watch either, so I'm just happy for everyone that, came around. We'll watch the VOD later maybe. And it's at least a good time for a short time. So, here again the scale comparison of Archmage Borbarad and Magnus the Red. Holy shit. The biggest model in my house, flat right now. That I've been able to paint. Whew. That's a big boy. Like, Magnus himself is already pretty big. But next to Borbarad, yeah. Bob is a giant, yeah, definitely. And, now I can also tease this Magnus the Red that I got from eBay. And will definitely make an appearance in an eBay rescue later down the track. Far later down the track, as my god, if I do have still a lot of projects that I need to take care of first. But, little tease, something you can look forward to. And until then, we've still got this big boy to paint. And I think we'll continue with his paint job in the next stream, which I guess will be in 2 weeks. Yeah, around in 2 weeks. Because I'm aiming to, release the first video on the Terminators next week. And see a reaction to that. And hopefully I get in somewhat of a rhythm with like video stream, and so on. Around this kind of order. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for chiming in today. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope the people watching the VOD will also have a lot of fun. And I mean, if you see this, holy shit. We'll call the stream here then. Yes, exactly. Something else I have to say? Take care, G. You too, Ezreal. Thank you so much for coming around. And yeah, being very active in the chat. I highly appreciate it. Have a good night, good sir. You too, Ezreal. See you next time. Yeah, I think that's don't drink too much. I won't. Possibly. Yeah, as I was saying, I think that's it for the announcements of today. I hope you're having great time and great fun painting. And I'll probably have some community posts later this week asking you guys what time you'd like the stream to have and if there's something you're looking for on the stream and so on, so we can improve the experience even more. But again, I'm starting to drag out the outro more than it should, so thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next installment, be it a video or another stream. Bye bye!